biggest difference of this album for sure compared to the earlier ones is the most obvious thing is that we have only one vocalist on this album versus the previous two albums. We had two vocalists. Tomo left the band after the second album and then Asin took over his duties as well live. And now on this new release it's basically 99% of clean vocals, which I think suits us very well, and it's basically kind of back to the roots in a sense. What we were very originally maybe supposed to be, but we never shy away from cool things such as harsh vocals, which is also a very, very tasty thing when done right, with cool sound and great rhythms and kicking ass with heavy metal.
We have been evolving as a band, but the tone and the sound is still the familiar and the Damnation Plan sound.
Compared to the previous albums, the third one, in my opinion, is pretty. It's darker in a sense. I think the tempos are a little bit slower, but then again there are really fast passages there. But all in all, the ambient of the album is a bit darker. Maybe let's say I would say that it's a darker voyage in that sense.
Well, I think this time it's more like mid-tempo thing. We don't have those few really fast songs this time. Somehow it's kind of, I think it's kind of back to the roots basically, but not really. Of course we have developed in composing songs.
Well, I mean, this album has a bit less songs than the previous album because the length of the songs are longer. But we wanted to have this idea that that we have done the previous album so that we had two vocalists, and now we just have one vocalist. Let's just focus on making those clean, and that we would be able to not just reach a wider market, but at the same time that the style of the music that we thought about would have worked better with just having the clean vocals. So that's the characteristics I can say which is different than the previous albums. And of course, this album only has one vocalist. So the previous albums had two vocalists, right? So that which is that varied a lot. And then I have much more job to do on this album than I had on the previous albums. So made the life more exciting.
I think that this is a bit more progressive than the earlier ones. Yeah, the songs, they all evolve into something more rather than being like a part, another part, then going back to their, like they're not pop or that kind of basic metal songs.
So if you are into progressive metal and like also clean vocals with it, and with this traditional respect to the traditional heavy metal, I think this release is very juicy for you.